Well, hello YouTube. This is the Queen of Swords posting a quick video. It's a little bit of a rant, so if you don't want to hear that, I apologize. You can go to another video. But I just want to talk about why things get delayed, why projects get delayed, especially when it comes to metalworking, knife making, that kind of thing. I've been working on a knife, Italian style switchblade, although I was going to make it a manual, out of titanium. And I posted some videos. It got a lot of likes, or at least got a lot of views in the shorts under the Titanium Swords title. And I haven't been able to post since like 2 weeks ago, and I kind of wanted to explain why. So this is that one that I was working on. Now, it might not look too bad from this angle. You know, a lot of work into putting that bevel on there, those bevels, and then making sure everything was drilled. But that's kind of where the problem begins, because the files that I gave to the water jet cutters, who do the actual blank cutting, used the wrong file, and they omitted all of the pinholes. So I needed to drill them out based off of not, you know, based off not off of the files that I had previously already, you know, measured out and engineered the tolerances and all that, but based off of what I had, which were the wooden blanks. So I had to basically mark out where all the holes were going to be. Now, that's good and fine. It would have still worked because all of my personal pieces that I cut out on my laser at home are, you know, they fit together. I've made many a copy to make sure that it works out, that everything fits right. Well, when you are trying to drill into titanium, especially with the limited tool set that I have, I don't have dies to make sure that everything goes in perfectly straight. So what ends up happening is even if you have it a pin prick or a what's it called, a punch hole started so that you can get it right onto where you need it, that little bit is going to wobble even as it's going through the material, and it'll warp slightly, which means it is going to come out misaligned. As you can see, this pin is not straight, which means it's going to rub at best onto one side or the other, which is bad centering, which I don't like. And on top of that, other parts just don't fit outright. For example, right here, because of the misalignment, the blade stop, the lock, the pick lock, is the tolerances aren't tight enough to actually hold it. So I got a little bummed about that. I could have changed the pin lock, the pick lock, to make it more, how shall I say, to make it more, I guess, durable, or make it so it would work, but that's beyond the point, because at the end of the day, I can't really use this. It's going to be a bit of a salvage project more than it will be a knife I would want to sell to someone, which is a bummer, because I've spent material costs on this, plus about $75 just to get the parts cut. So, that aside, I reached out to the water jet people. I got them to, you know, acknowledge that it was crooked, and they said, okay, well, we'll use the other file you provided. And I said, well, hold on. If we're going to do that anyway, because I'm going to be spending the money on it, I'm going to want to improve that pick lock with this. So now the blade is going to have its own pin pre-cut in, and a hole that pre-aligns with that pick lock. Or the pick lock will align with that pin. So, anyway, get that file into them. It's got all the holes where they're supposed to be. I sit there the day before they cut it out to make sure that everything is going to be aligned correctly, because there's still some confusion. While we're going through everything, I make sure to have every part lined up on their program to make sure that all the holes are going to line up when I drill them out, so that I can put my pin stock in, so that it's a nice, well done knife. Well, I get my material back from them. I don't inspect it there because they were in a rush. It was a Friday. I pay them another $75, and they didn't use the same files that we worked on together. Not only is it missing a pinhole for the back spring now, which wasn't an issue on the previous build. It wasn't an issue there. It wasn't something that was removed from my file. It's the same. It's a clone of the same handle segment. It is asymmetrical. There's a pinhole on one side. That's where a switchblade's button normally would go, but there isn't going to be one on one side. They made me 2 of those, so I don't have an appropriate piece for the backside. And despite saying that I didn't need them to remove the back spring in case I wanted to make it a switchblade, I could actually put a switch in it, like the spring. They removed it. And I said, no, just leave it in. We might as well just cut them all out. Well, apparently I wasn't listening, because now I have less parts for the same price. I'm missing a spring. And I'm still going to have to end up drilling this. And that means that my tolerances are going to be off. It's going to put a lot of more work into making sure that everything else is aligned, so that I can just have a knife to showcase and try to put on my Etsy store. So, anyway, obviously it's a rant. I'm aggravated. I really need to get past the barrier to entry when it comes to me having my own water jet, because they make smaller water jets and I'd be completely stoked with one of those. But what I need is to figure out how to afford a $10,000 machine, and figure out how to purchase it on credit or whatever if I have to, while at the same time spending a stupid amount of money on rent. $2,300 is what I'm spending on a 1-bedroom apartment right now. And I want to get the fuck out of here. And apologize for swearing or whatever. But seriously, spending so much money just to live, and they're, limiting my progress. If you want us to make an impact in the world, you gotta at least give us the space in the world to exist. So, I hope you all are having a better weekend than I am. Double check everything. And, yeah, hope things are going better for you. Take care.